All right, let's get started. We're taking a deep dive today into a world that's, well, uniquely told.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the art of racing in the rain,
I love this one.
and it comes straight from you guys.
Yeah,
You requested it, you wanted to hear more about it, and
that's such a great book.
it is, and I think the premise alone, right, the perspective is what immediately drew
Yeah.
me in. We're seeing the world through Enzo, our
Enzo.
canine narrator.
Yeah.
And he's not just any dog.
No, he's not.
He's thinking about life and death and what it means to be human.
It's interesting how the author, Garth Stein, really gives him like this philosophical depth. He's
Right.
really trying to decipher the human experience, not just observing it.
Yeah, it's like he's almost got this yearning to evolve himself.
Yes.
Remember when he talks about dogs being destined for reincarnation as humans?
Oh, yeah.
And he gets that from a documentary about Mongolian dogs.
Of all things.
It just makes you wonder, like, does that yearning to become human make him even more empathetic to Denny's struggles,
Absolutely. It heightens his sensitivity to the human condition,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think Denny, as a race car driver, is a perfect
Yes.
kind of lens,
Yeah.
right, to see those struggles play out.
He embodies that.
Because his whole life is about navigating these twists and turns.
Exactly.
Just like a race.
Like a race, yeah. Remember when Denny and Eve are watching the replay of one of his races?
Yeah,
And he had to pull off all these crazy maneuvers to win.
he did. He did.
And Enzo says that even with the best planning,
Right.
surprises sometimes happen, mistakes happen, and it's how you react that defines you. It's like he's saying life throws curveballs,
That totally resonated with me because, like,
Oh, yeah.
who hasn't had those moments
Exactly.
where things just totally go sideways? And it made me think about
Right.
how I deal with those unexpected detours in my own life.
Totally.
Enzo is really making me rethink some things.
Yeah.
And he does it with this dry wit, too. It's pretty funny.
He does. He does. Well, like, remember when he talks about the difference between men and women
Oh, yeah.
experiencing pain and how women, he says, experience it directly? It's
Yeah.
like white hot metal sprang out of a fire hose.
Intense.
Yes.
And men try to, like, deflect it and filter it.
Yeah, very different.
That analogy really
Sorrowful.
hit me hard.
Yeah.
Because I thought, okay, am I more of a metal hose reactor?
Uh-huh.
Or am I trying to build a dam
Right.
against those feelings?
Interesting. It's those little nuggets, though, that make Enzo more than just like a narrator.
What?
He makes us examine our own
Oh, for sure.
emotional blueprints.
Yeah, he's definitely a character,
Yeah,
not just like a voice. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And speaking of perspectives, like his whole take on Denny's challenges, it's really eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, we see Denny dealing with Eve's illness, the legal battles, financial stress.
Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot, but Enzo is this constant, like,
Uh-huh.
presence,
He's there.
offering this silent understanding that I think only a dog can give, right?
It's that unwavering loyalty that no matter how tough things get, he's there to ground Denny.
Absolute.
I think a lot of us crave that kind of support in our lives.
Yeah, that unconditional love.
Absolutely.
It's something special.
It is.
And I think even Enzo's patience gets tested when Zoe arrives,
Oh, yeah.
Denny and Eve's daughter.
Yeah.
He resents her at first.
It's true. He does.
It's like he's jealous of the attention
Right.
that she's getting.
That's so human, though.
Right?
It's how we react when our routine is disrupted.
Yeah.
Even if it's for something wonderful like a new baby.
Exactly.
So true.
But then there's this shift in him.
Okay.
He compares Eve's pregnant belly to his own mother nursing pucks.
Right.
And it's almost like he realizes,
He gets it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that he could never fulfill that role for Eve.
Right.
And he softens towards Zoe,
He does.
accepts her.
As part of the pack.
Yeah, as part of the pack.
It's real growth for Enzo.
It is.
He's recognizing the complexities of love and family.
right.
How it expands,
Yeah. Oh,
embrace new members.
it's beautiful. But then that harmony doesn't last, right?
Yeah.
Because Eve's illness takes this turn.
Right. It does.
And it really affects Zoe, too.
It does.
Do you remember that scene where she accidentally bumps into Eve?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And it causes her to bleed?
Yes.
It's just gut-wrenching.
It is, because you see Zoe just frozen dealing with the guilt
Yeah.
of hurting her mom, and it's like childhood innocence colliding with the reality of
Right, yeah.
illness and vulnerability.
And then you've got Eve's parents.
Oh, the twins.
The twins, they just add another layer of tension.
Oh, they do.
They're constantly judging Denny,
Yeah.
blaming him for Eve's illness,
Yeah.
even using it as leverage in the custody battle.
Ugh, It's awful.
It's like they represent this rigid worldview that clashes with his passion for racing,
Yes, that's a good point.
for living life on his own terms.
It's tradition versus individuality.
Yeah,
And their
exactly.
presence just adds to the pressure cooker that Denny's already in.
Oh, absolutely.
Like every element of his life is demanding he prove himself.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate,
He does.
a lot to handle. And then just when you think like, man, how much more can this guy take?
Yeah,
You know, he's grieving Eve, fighting for custody,
right.
and then this accusation comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's almost Shakespearean.
It is.
The way misfortune just follows him at every turn.
It's Annika. Yeah.
The teenage girl from that snowstorm trip.
Yeah, yeah. And she makes this claim that Denny, took advantage of her.
It's awful.
It's completely fabricated, but the damage is done.
Yeah, it's a complete lie.
He's arrested, his reputation's tarnished,
Of course.
and it just plays right into the evil twins narrative.
Exactly. It feeds right into their prejudice.
It's infuriating.
Hmm.
And Denny, who's already so emotionally drained, he has to fight this legal battle just to clear his name and protect his daughter.
It's like a whole other level of pressure.
Yeah.
It forces him to, dig deep,
Right.
tap into those reserves of strength he usually relies on during races.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time, it's not about crossing a finish line. It's about saving his family.
That's a great point. And thankfully, he's got Mark Fenn, his lawyer,
Oh, yeah,
who's this larger-than-life character,
He is.
full of bluster and bravado.
He's great.
He's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with the twins.
No, he's a fighter.
Yeah. And you get the sense that he really does believe in Denny's innocence.
You do.
But even with Mark's help,
Yeah,
this legal battle takes its toll, right?
it does.
Denny's forced to sell his house, deplete his savings.
It's a reminder of how fragile things can be.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
He really is.
how quickly security can disappear.
And Enzo's there, witnessing all of this.
Yeah, he's the silent observer.
It's almost like you can feel his helplessness. His frustration at not being able to do anything.
Right.
But he wants to scream from the rooftops, "This guy's a good man!"
Exactly, but he's trapped in his canine form.
And then there's that scene, do you remember?
Yeah.
Where Denny's reviewing all those legal documents.
Oh, yeah.
And he just seems utterly defeated.
Yeah, like he's resigned to losing Zoe.
Yeah, and what does Enzo do?
Pees on the papers.
He pees on the papers. It's hilarious.
I know.
But it's also heartbreaking
yeah.
because it shows his desperation.
It's like his way of saying, snap out of it.
Right.
Don't give up, Denny.
Yeah.
And it kind of works,
It does. It's that reminder, I think,
Yeah.
of Enzo's faith in him
That unwavering belief.
that kind of reignites Denny's determination.
It gives him that push to keep going.
He realizes he can't let the twins win.
Right.
Not for Zoe's sake, not for his own.
He has to fight back,
Yeah.
reclaim control,
And he does. Right. He gets this new job teaching at a racetrack.
which helps financially.
Yeah. Helps him get back on his feet.
And he finds a new lawyer
Oh, yeah. Mr. Lorman.
who's more
Yeah.
measured, more strategic.
Yeah.
It's like he's rebuilding his life piece by piece,
It is.
brick by brick.
And then he runs into Annika
Oh, no, that coffee shop scene.
at the coffee shop.
Ugh.
And Enzo just goes ballistic, right?
Yeah, it does. He wants to rip her to shreds.
Yeah, it's such a visceral reaction.
It's that primal instinct
Yeah.
to defend your pack.
But what's amazing is how Denny handles it.
I know, he keeps his cool.
Yeah, he doesn't yell. He doesn't accuse her.
He knows any outburst could be used against him.
He just speaks to her humanity.
It's powerful.
Yeah, to her conscience.
Yeah.
And you can see her kind of wavering.
Yeah, you see that crack in her facade.
Like maybe she's starting to question
Mm-hmm.
her actions.
It's a great example of the power of empathy.
Yeah.
Appealing to someone's better nature.
It's a good lesson.
Even when they've wronged you.
So, the trial begins.
Here we go.
We don't actually see it, of course.
Hey, dogs aren't allowed in courtrooms.
But Enzo imagines himself on that witness stand,
Oh, I love that part.
hooked up to a voice synthesizer.
Like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Finally able to tell his side of the story.
It's hilarious and poignant
It is.
because it highlights his frustration
Yeah, at being silenced.
at having his perspective dismissed.
But even though he can't speak, his presence is still felt throughout the trial.
It is. His loyalty to Denny, his observations, it all contributes to the story.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, how much do our pets actually understand?
That's the question, isn't it?
How
much do they see and feel?
it's a question that's been on my mind since I started reading this book.
I bet.
And as the jury deliberates, the tension just builds and builds.
Ah.
Denny's fate and Zoe's, it's all hanging in the balance.
It's a nail biter.
And you're left wondering, will justice prevail?
Right, will it?
And it's that moment of truth, you know?
Yeah.
The jury's about to give the verdict.
Yeah, the tension is palpable.
It is. Denny's whole world is hanging in the balance.
Absolutely.
I was holding my breath reading this part, like, come on, give the guy a break.
Right. And we're seeing it all through Enzo's eyes.
Yeah.
He's not physically in the courtroom, but that connection he has with Denny,
It's so strong.
it is. You feel that anticipation right along with him.
Oh, totally. And then it comes. Not guilty.
Finally.
The relief. I can only imagine.
It must have been overwhelming for Denny.
Yeah, he's exonerated,
Yeah.
cleared of this awful thing.
It's a victory, for sure.
It is.
But there's a sadness there, too, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like, he won the battle, but the war's taken its toll.
Right, he lost Eve. He's been through so much.
And his relationship with Zoe has suffered.
It's a bittersweet victory, you know?
Absolutely.
And then, just when you think things are maybe settling,
Yeah.
the twins do something totally unexpected.
What's that?
They drop the custody suit.
Wow.
They give up the fight for Zoe.
It's a real turning point for them, isn't it?
It is.
Maybe seeing Denny during the trial, his love for Zoe,
Yeah,
made them realize they were wrong.
it's possible.
Or maybe they saw how their bitterness was hurting their granddaughter.
Yeah, it's like a glimmer of hope in all of this.
Right. Like, even amidst the pain and conflict, there's room for growth, for forgiveness.
It's a powerful message. And for Denny, it means he can finally be a father to Zoe.
Without that constant cloud over him.
Yeah, he can focus on rebuilding their bond.
Creating a stable home for her.
Exactly. And Enzo, he observes all of this
Wise old soul.
and sees how Zoe clings to Denny,
Yeah.
needing that security after living with her grandparents.
It's heartbreaking.
It is, but it's heartwarming too.
Yeah, it shows her resilience.
Right.
Her ability to heal.
And Denny really steps up.
He does.
Pours all his love and energy into their life.
Creating a new normal.
They find a rhythm, and through it all, Enzo's there.
That silent guardian.
Missing it all. But then, as Enzo ages, his own journey is coming to an end, right?
Right.
He starts to decline.
But there's a peace about him.
Yeah, he's lived a full life full of love and loyalty.
He's ready for what comes next.
And this is where that idea of reincarnation comes back.
Right.
Enzo truly believes he'll be reborn as a human,
Yeah.
able to walk, talk, experience the world the way he's always craved.
It's a beautiful concept.
It is.
That even though our bodies are temporary, maybe our essence continues.
Yeah, it's comforting, especially when facing loss.
Absolutely.
And Denny, understanding Enzo's beliefs, he gives him this peaceful passing at home.
Such a moving scene.
It is.
Full of love and respect.
Yeah, it really speaks to that bond between humans and animals.
Just being present in those final moments.
Yeah, just offering comfort.
Powerful stuff.
And then we have that epilogue.
Okay.
Denny's at this racetrack in Italy,
Yeah.
and he encounters this young boy with this incredible natural talent for driving.
Oh, I remember this.
Like he was born to race. And Denny feels this connection to him, drawn to these piercing blue eyes.
It's like it's a spark of recognition.
Right. And it makes you wonder, is this Enzo reborn?
It's left open-ended, but the possibility is there.
Totally. Like Enzo's spirit found its way back to Denny.
Fulfilling that promise of always being there.
It's a hopeful ending.
It is a testament to love and loyalty.
Yeah, even across lifetimes. It makes you think, what if reincarnation is real?
What if? It's a big question.
It is, but beyond that, this book, it just has so much to offer.
I agree.
It's about resilience, facing challenges.
Appreciating the simple joys.
Yeah, and Enzo, with his unique perspective, he guides us through it all.
He makes us laugh. He makes us cry.
He does.
He makes us rethink our own lives.
Yeah, and how we approach those challenges, those curves in the road.
Like a race car driver, right?
Exactly. It's a book that stays with you.
It does.
Makes you look at the world differently.
And maybe appreciate the wisdom of our furry friends a little more.
Right. Who knows what insights they're trying to share.
Exactly.